Welcome back, troglodytes, to Would You Rock or Not? Hey, today we're looking at a guitar that somebody decided that they would turn into a custom piece of artwork. However, I think there might be a bigger mystery behind this guitar that the seller doesn't even realize. So here's our listing. It is advertised as a Gibson L6-S Custom. Technically, the L6-S Custom is completely different from this guitar, but I think they're more so just referring to custom as in customized. So what's so custom about this? They carved the body to have snakes and a dragon in it? I don't know, it's kind of interesting. The very first episode of Rock or Not was actually one of these L6-S guitars with this really big tremolo unit on it, so it's kind of nice going back to one of these. But just take a look at all the details. Now, whether you view this as sacrilege or really cool art styling, it's just interesting. I mean, take a look to appreciate the time somebody put into this. Up here you have like a whole mess of snakes, but they're like forming the hair to the dragon that's right here in the center of the guitar. There's even an area that was just completely carved through. By the control knobs you also have additional carvings of another snake-like creature, but this one, I don't know, maybe somebody else did this art style because it looks a little bit less professional than the other two areas. Not saying that it's bad, it's just a completely different art style. I really love that they have the eyes on the snake. I'm not sure if they put like a bead in there or if they just painted the wood. I'm not quite sure what this inlaid coin is. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments section, but it's some sort of like eagle falcon coin. The pickguard has also been fancifuled up with a bunch of dots on it as well. And if you thought the fun ended on the front, you're wrong. That's what I really like about this piece, is it's both the front and the back. So the back of this L6-S also has the snake vibe thing going on, and a little bit more simplistic carvings. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to be in the middle, but you have the continuation of the dragon, as well as a similar theme on the back plate as to the pickguard. Now, I think this guitar is actually pretty cool. At the current asking price of $499 in shipping, I was really tempted to buy this guitar just for, a funny full review and demo, because it's kind of an interesting art piece, and that's a pretty good deal. But here's why I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not convinced this is actually a Gibson L6-S. You have to be semi-what careful when buying these guitars if they've been heavily modified, because there were some really well-made replicas of these guitars built back when they were new. We're talking like made in Japan, made in Korea type stuff. I don't know enough about those overseas manufacturers to tell you which ones made them, but I've seen them show up often enough that you can pick them up for like $300 to $400, sometimes a little cheaper. But just from the photos, they look very close to the Gibson design. So close that if you take the logo off of them, many people would be fooled. One of these days, I'll have to buy one of those imports. That way I can document like what the insides of those ones look like. That way nobody ever gets scammed. The first thing that made me think that is the headstock no longer has the Gibson logo. Now that could have just been an artistic styling choice. They just decided to forego the whole Gibson thing. They sanded it down for when they did their whole carvings and whatnot, as well as putting their initials on the guitar. They didn't want some corporate name on it. And yeah, I can get that. But pair that with it not having a Gibson serial number is a little bit iffy for me. Now this could be like a late 75 anywhere through an early 77 L6-S that would have had like a decal serial number that was lost during the refinish. And that could explain why it's missing. Or the back of the headstock might have just been sanded down and you lost the serial number. If you look really closely, it almost looks like it has the Made in USA stamp. And it does have the traditional Gibson headstock wings as well. The third strike is that it is a bolt-on neck. There was kind of a semi-limited edition run of the L6-S called the Midnight Special. That version has a bolt-on neck instead of the set neck construction. So it is entirely possible that this one is Gibson, but it's kind of a tough call without the cavity shots. The multi-piece headstock really screams Gibson to me, so I do believe it probably was at one point in time a Gibson made product, but I'll let you guys discuss if you think it was originally a Gibson or not in the comments section. Another thing this guitar has against it is it doesn't have the original electronics. Most people would probably swap out the pickups on an import one. It looks like we've got some sort of DiMarzio in there. And there's been some modifications to the control layout. You wouldn't see the double volume, double control on an L6-S. So overall, I think it was very tastefully modified. At this price point, if you can take a look at the control cavities and verify that it was initially a Gibson, I think this one would be a fun one to have around. So now that we've learned a little bit about this interestingly customized L6-S, let's go ahead and take a listen to what an original one would have sounded like. The only question left, would you rock this customized L6-S guitar or not? Leave your answer down in the comment section below. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video with a friend who would enjoy it. And we will see you tomorrow on the next episode. Take care.